I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm a tax-paying citizen. I'm not on paperwork or parole. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Go ahead. Breaking your window.
A San Diego man feels he's being targeted by police because of the color of his skin. An NBC7 investigation found more than half of all people stopped by San Diego police are black and brown. But the majority of San Diego's population is white. Alexis Rivas is in South Crest this afternoon breaking down the findings and the debate, Alexis, over what to do about the racial disparities in police stops.
Yeah, so this is where the man from that video says San Diego police pulled him over. The officer said it was because he didn't stop at a stop sign. But it's the fourth time in just about a year he says police have stopped him. And every time for a different minor infraction. It's an experience many black San Diego drivers know firsthand. But not everyone agrees this racial gap should be up to police to fix.
I play chess a lot.
Really?
Majority of the day, I'm like a real big chess player.
Me too. I'm not that good, but I also play every day.
Yeah, I think I'm like the best chess player in the world.
When he's not playing chess, Nick Hoskins puts pencil to paper.
Yeah, it's very therapeutic too.
It turns out a blank page is easier to find than a clean slate. He was 21 when he was charged and ultimately convicted of conspiracy to commit murder, something he has denied.
How was that like?
It was hell. I thought the world was over. Yeah, attempted suicide a couple times. It was a little dark time in my life.
Nancy Olson on behalf of the appellant, Mr. Nicholas Hoskins.
Then the unbelievable happened. After more than 8 years behind bars, the state Supreme Court threw out Hoskins' conviction, saying there was no direct evidence tying him to the crime. The DA decided not to charge him again. Hoskins walked out of prison in February 2023. But free man or not, when he's behind the wheel, Hoskins says his skin is still the wrong color.
Yeah, stay with it.
2 months after Hoskins left prison behind, police stopped his cousin minutes after he picked Hoskins up from work. His cousin, who is on parole, is the man you see in handcuffs, but neither were charged with anything. Weeks later, Hoskins says police stopped him for a taped-up taillight. He says officers asked to search his car, but he said no, and they let him go.
Okay, I'm recording.
This past March, San Diego police stopped Hoskins a third time. The officer told him his window tint was too dark, though didn't write him up a ticket. Instead, the officer asked him about where he lived, if he had a job, his plans for the rest of the day, his phone number, social security number, and pointed out a speaker looked expensive.
You got one of those, is it a JBL? Those things are like a few $100, aren't they? The big ones?
But it's what happened during this traffic stop just last month that drove Hoskins to speak out.
Where are you coming from?
I just came from the park. I'm about to go pick my son up from school.
This time, the officer said he didn't come to a full stop at a stop sign.
All right, go ahead and undo your seatbelt for me. I'm gonna have you get out. Just make sure there's no weapons.
I'm not about to get out the car.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, okay? You're gonna take your seatbelt off. You're gonna put your wallet in the center console.
You guys can have my ID back and you guys can call your supervisor.
No, I'm telling you what's gonna happen, okay?
I have 15 minutes to go get my son. He's getting dropped off at the bus stop at 4:30.
Nicholas, I'm gonna open the door. You're gonna undo your seatbelt for you, okay? You're an adult. I want you to kind of go with the program here. I don't want to have to do this.
What is the probable cause for a search?
Unlock the door for me.
What is the probable cause for a search, sir?
Nicholas, unlock the car.
What is the probable cause for a search?
Before a supervisor arrives, the officer decides to search by force.
This doesn't need to happen, man.
It doesn't need to happen. You guys don't need to search me. I'm about to go pick my son. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm a tax-paying citizen. I'm not on paperwork or parole. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Go ahead. Breaking your window.
I'm getting out.
Unlock the car.
I'm getting out.
Undo your seatbelt.
You guys just broke. You guys just
put your left hand behind your back.
You guys just broke my window and
put your right hand behind your back.
Hoskins was handcuffed and detained. After searching his car, police gave him a ticket for resisting arrest.
How does that affect you?
It's kind of like demeaning, demasculating. And sometimes I feel like I'm not a man. They're still all up in here.
Hoskins says it cost him about $1,000 to get his car back from impound and replace the smashed window.
See, it just rolls down by itself.
With one that doesn't really work.
I think it messed up.
We showed the video to criminal defense attorney Dante Pride.
It's scaring me, and I'm not even there. I think it's wrong. I think what happened to that man is Absolutely wrong. There was no reason to even take that far.
He says the time to fight mistreatment by police isn't on the side of the road, but in front of a judge.
This is going to be the worst thing I can say, but unfortunately, you just have to comply. That's what you should do in that situation.
If there's no wrongdoing, what's the harm in being stopped frequently by police?
I think that's a question that's asked by people who aren't stopped by police. When you have somewhere to go and suddenly you're stopped by police and asked to get out of the car and you're treated like a criminal, you might be handcuffed, sat on the side of the road, cars are driving by looking at you. These are all things that impact your psyche, your personality, your feelings for the day.
An impact overly felt by Black San Diegans. NBC7 Investigates analyzed 5 years' worth of police stops. People perceived as Black made up more than 22% of stops. Only 6% of San Diegans are Black. Compare that to how many times police stopped Hispanic people. They account for about a third of stops and the city's population.
I think the solution to a lot of these problems is officer discretion. Inextricably intertwined with officers' discretion is officer bias.
But San Diego Police Captain Jeffrey Jordan pushes back on that.
Disparities, to be really clear, is a difference in how communities experience policing. The studies that have been done are not associated necessarily with bias, racism, discrimination. They focus on disparities.
In an effort to address those racial disparities, Jordan says the department intentionally stopped fewer people.
We made a concerted effort.
In 2019, officers stopped nearly 188,000 people. That number plummeted during the pandemic and has stayed low, with just over 102,000 police stops last year. But even after nearly halving the total number of stops, officers still stop Black people at a dramatically higher rate.
And let's be really clear, and I want to be clear about this, reducing disparities is not the sole governance of the San Diego Police Department in this city. There's a lot of other players that are involved in this. Again, we're going to police the way, that we're directed, that our community directs us, the way our elected officials are directing us.
Jordan also says Black people are more likely to be victims and suspects of crimes, including 911 calls tied to stops. But the data didn't just reveal disparities in stops. 27% of Black people stopped by police were also searched. That's compared to 23% of Hispanic people and 19% of white people, though officers were almost equally likely to find anything illegal, regardless of race. But Jordan says most searches are out of an officer's control. The vast majority of the time, Jordan says officers are obligated to perform a search because someone has a warrant for arrest, is on probation or parole, or because officers see drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Another main reason is probable cause, a reasonable belief that the person either committed a crime or has evidence.
People don't necessarily realize, but about 90% of all our searches within the city of San Diego are dictated by policies and procedures.
Jordan says the answer to closing the racial gap will ultimately come from the community and how the public wants to be policed.
Ultimately, we're going to have a conversation, and this is one that's not going to go away.
In the meantime, Hoskins has already filed a complaint with SDPD and hired an attorney with plans to sue the department.
Just like they would hold me accountable, I want them to be held accountable. They should be the examples.
Hoskins starts trade school this month, hoping he'll be able to find work as a carpenter or welder. Whether he can get to work without police pulling him over is another matter.
So SDPD would not comment directly on Hoskins' traffic stop, but they did confirm that an internal investigation is now underway into the officers involved in that stop. Live from South Crest, I'm Alexis Rivas for NBC7 Investigates.
It'll be interesting to hear the conclusion of that investigation. Thank you, Alexis. And to see which neighborhoods police are stopping people the most, go to NBC7.com/investigates.